Hello, if we've never met before, my name is Rachel, and I like to help people live a happier and healthier life, whatever that looks like to them, whether it is the physical body or relationship-wise, or spiritual-wise, purpose, soul, what you came here to do. I've been through a lot myself, and from all of that experience, I can share a lot of wisdom and knowledge. So that's what I want to touch on today. Overcoming the abandonment wound. And this is inspired because I just watched a YouTube video on, lately I've been watching a couple on Ariana Grande. I really like human psychology and why we make the choices that we do, and how what's happened to us in the past shows up in your life as an adult. And I think a lot more people need to become aware of this and their own patterns that are happening, because if you understand that, then you can make changes. It's uncomfortable work, so a lot of people look away from it and they don't want to do that work, and instead they choose to numb with food or substances or nicotine or, really anything, a relationship. But I can tell you from firsthand experience that if you face your wounds that you're running away from, that, started in childhood, the price of freedom and feeling much more happier and healthier, it's a transformation. You can't put money on it. So that's why I like to do what I do. Okay, I have a couple things to touch on for abandonment. So I'd say probably the most common one that people can experience when they're younger is as a kid, if your parents abandon you, whether it is physically or maybe emotionally, you feel abandoned by them. There's big T and little t trauma. I don't know if you've heard of that, but a big T trauma would be, it could be a big accident or a death, right? Little t is going to be more consistently over time, needs not being met. So again, I can only speak from my personal experience. I probably found my emotional needs as a kid, they did not feel very fulfilled. I didn't know that though as a kid, especially if you looked at my life from the inside or outside in. A lot of my basic needs were met, like food and money and shelter, and I was busy, but I just had what I call now really, really big feelings, and I wasn't really taught that it's okay to have those big feelings, and I wasn't really given healthy outlets, I don't think, to express that. One example would be, I don't know how old I was, kindergarten, first grade. I would get so angry that I would run up to my bedroom and slam my door, and I did it so hard that the door didn't even close properly anymore. So all of that angst and anger and feeling not seen and heard, right, really manifested as, this is how frustrated and I am, and I didn't have the words again that I do now, hey, can you see me and hear me and just listen to me? So as I became an adult, I've only had 2 serious relationships, and both of those people had addictions to substances. So that's kind of that emotionally unavailable person, right? Because they're choosing the substance to deal with their problems. So that's a very common, pattern that you can see. And then I wasn't in a relationship with a third person, but I have been on a twin flame journey, and I have 2, and the first one, we didn't meet physically, but we met online, and talked, and I felt really abandoned. We talked and got really, really close, and then he just, stopped talking to me. So all of these abandonment wounds came up, and again, now what I know, spiritually and on a bigger scale and scheme of things, I have maybe read on a blog or something that women can have, I mean, anyone can have an abandonment wound, but if you look at like masculine and feminine dynamics generally, and I use generalizations because people get mad at me that I use all the time, and it's not all the time cases, but like I said, I think I read like a blog and it reminded me or showed me that in the grand scheme of human dynamics and relationships, generally, they're like, let's say, villages or towns with men and women that would have kids or like, you know, living in these villages or towns. Men would typically, again, not all the time, but people get mad at me, but more often, more men than women went out on hunts or wars and they didn't come back. So a lot of women have that kind of abandonment wound that can be carried on just for freaking being a woman, right? On this human plain existence reality. Like, wow, my protector, my person that I loved, my whatever, he's just gone, right? And he never came back. And to feel that protection and that love and then to have it ripped away, right, without any real closure, that can be a really, really deep wound. So whether you experience that from your parents or down a deeper line, or whatever you do, know that it's okay. It doesn't feel very okay. It feels so uncomfortable because we do need to feel loved and connected. So if we don't, then we can feel very much like we're dying, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. Like, nothing's keeping me here. I'm so upset. I'm so freaked out. You know, it's like heartbreak, your heart being ripped out of your chest, you know. It's really, really intense. So again, sorry, I have like bumps on my fingers today, and like, I don't always get them, but when I do, it's annoying, and I noticed them earlier. That's so weird. I should ask my chiropractor, but I haven't seen him for a while. Like, holistically, right, what does this mean? There's a reason for everything, by the way. Your body just doesn't make up symptoms for, quote, no reason. The westernized doctor system would say, I don't know, but there's a reason for everything. Anyways, abandonment wound. Oh, so to really just hold space for your abandonment wounds is how you would heal them, or I like to use the word integrate them now, because although we can't go back in time and change how someone chose to treat us, and if they weren't available, you know, that was their stuff, not yours. But if you want that wound to not feel as deep and as intense as it has or what it does, then you can go back and hold your own little hand at that time, right? Maybe you do a meditation. So you do a meditation and you see yourself feeling abandoned as a little kid. So in that meditation or that visualization, you can go back in time and reach out your own hand to you. You can use Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Wait, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You can repeat that. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. A lot of this healing stuff, you don't even need to know the reason or like the basics of where something comes from. I went to a spiritual fair today, and I saw a woman that gave me my first spiritual reading years ago, but she always, you know, like, I want to say hi, and she's loving and caring. But I did this 2 weeks ago, and she was like, you're breaking away from old patterns and traumas, and you don't need to know the reason. So abandonment wound wise, if you do understand where it stems from, that can help. But sometimes you don't have to, is what I want to say. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I would even say you could literally like make a little cocoon or a fort, or just in your bed, like get under blankets, right? And like very much give yourself the hug that you need in that moment. Again, because if you're not getting it, or something is triggering you externally to feel that way, if you're not able to get that comfort that you're seeking, you need to learn how to give it to yourself. If you want to change the pattern of feeling abandoned. If you don't, you know, go away and find that next person that'll fulfill the hole for a little bit of time, or go use that substance again, or, you know, whatever it is. But if you want to change the pattern, it's literally about just showing yourself the love and kindness and compassion that you wish that you would have had. So Ho'oponopono, maybe it's a bath, right? Maybe you do go on a walk and just feel your sadness. Go touch a tree, go touch the grass, do emotional freedom technique, tapping. I can't tap this right now. But even though I feel abandoned, I still choose to love, honor, and accept myself. All this pain, all this sadness, all these wounds, all this fear, all this blah, blah, blah. Like, go through all of it. And again, just keep tapping until you feel better. Get into your body. Get into your body so your mind, oops, this fell off, your psyche and your emotions and your physical body can all be in congruence and alignment, rather than you just feeling all over the place and being so shaken by what's happening externally. Yeah, meditation, visualization, and understand that an abandonment wound, you know, like, you can do one of these sessions, but it's a layered problem or issue, or, you know, your psyche is just very complex. So in the moment, do it, and when the abandonment wound comes up again, do it again. Like, I have been so many times in my life, like, had plans and then someone fell through, and that happened like right now. Like, I was supposed to be hanging out with someone, and I've felt that wound so often that this time I don't feel the wound, right? Because I've literally felt it so much in my life. Like, I'm fine. I'm not abandoned. I'm not rejecting myself. I can love myself and be here for myself. So you can overcome all this stuff. And I'm really, really sorry that you've been told that you can't. You know, I think in, like, even therapy and counseling, one of the issues I have with it is that we continue to, like, talk about a certain problem, but what's really going to make you feel different is if you feel different. Like I said, choose to hug yourself, choose to self-soothe with a warm blanket in a cocoon and feel your feelings, choose to do emotional freedom technique, choose to lean into it in a visualization or a meditation. Don't choose your old pattern of smoking your food, or, you know, calling someone that's unhealthy for you. I mean, you can't, again, whatever. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you information if you want to stop the pattern. But yeah, you can do it. It's, as you can see, like, because energetically I've worked on this so much, I know that it's possible, and I want to give this information to other people because it's so important. I know that the world is chaotic now, and I also know that all of this healing is really going to continue to be in the front spotlight of, hey, you can actually feel better longer term if you just face some of the uncomfortable things you don't want to face. So I'll leave you with that. Let me know if this was helpful, what you want to see next, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for you being you. Thank you for just being a human on the planet, even though sometimes it's hard and uncomfortable. Thanks for being there for the entire human experience, the part that's also really, really fun and awesome to be a part of. But I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you soon.